All right, this is just for us. I'm only going to make this recording available for you all here, but let's take a minute here. And I want you to think about your bottom strengths. And this is called, I'm going to call this bottom strength reinforcement. Why it needs to stay down there. Okay, pick any one of your bottom strengths. And it can be something between 26 and 34 if you want. Doesn't have to be those really low ones, but the lower the better, but anything between 26 and 34 will work just fine. And I want you to pick one that you're just like, if I could just be amazing at that one, everything would be better for me. I'm being dramatic because that's me, but pick one. Just pick any one. Don't tell me what it is. It's like a magician. All right, pick a card. Sometimes I talk like a magician. Okay, so pick one. Don't tell me what it is. Okay, and I want you to. So, does everyone have one? And it's okay if you've already practiced letting them go. It's all right. This will still work. Okay, so pick one. Anybody need an extra minute? Nope. We don't have to overthink this one, especially if you have deliberative is the one. So pick one, and then what I want you to do is imagine a reality where that strength is one of your top 10. You get to keep your top 10, but that one is in there too. So it's 11 top 10 strengths. Okay. So everything that's wonderful about you stays, and this other one is somehow in there. And what I want you to do is on your piece of paper, say, I want you to write this down. Now that I have blank as a strength, now that I have blank strength, whatever it is, as a strength, now that I have discipline as a strength, harmony, empathy, whatever, now that I have blank as a strength, I can what? Okay, we're in fantasy land here, so just put it out there. What is it you can do or be or have? I can do this. I can be this. I can have this. And just go with your gut and write it down. Can't get this one wrong. We're just thinking about it, right? There's a reason you want to have this bottom strength wedged into your tops, right? So now that I have, let's see, what's a low one for me? Okay.
You said your low ones were consistency, context, deliberative, harmony.
Those are my old ones, old bottom ones. I wonder if those, oh, relator. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. So relator is 33 for me now. Okay. So now that I have relator as a top strength, now I can build deep relationships with people where there's actual trust and loyalty. Okay. It's funny me saying this. I'm like, Eddie, you can do that. That's weird. Why are you thinking that? So that's kind of what I could do. But I want you all to do that. For you, pick a bottom strength and say, now that I have blank as a strength, I can what? Everybody got it? Or anyone need help on this one? It's supposed to be for you, so it should be pretty easy.
I just happen to have discipline, context, harmony, competition, and consistency in my bottom strengths. So you're talking for me anyway.
Which one of these did you pick?
I did discipline.
All right, cool. Now that I have discipline in my top strengths, I can what? Jackie, let's hear it.
I can be totally organized with my time. You can look at my diary and it is so well planned at any time, at any day. That scares me.
Okay, good. Woo, look at that. Nice. Let's take it one step further. Ready, Jackie?
Yep.
And because I can do that,
And because I can do that,
now I want you to paint a benefit of for other people around you.
and because I can do that, I actually achieving projects because I've allotted the right time and the right days to do so.
Tell
And
me
not
one
going to,
person that would benefit from that. or groups of
No.
people?
No, the actual program that I'm putting out. So the people that keep saying to you, have you done it yet? Have you done it yet? Oh yeah, nearly.
Okay.
Even
So
even with the
is
other
there a
things.
is there a person, can you give me a person that you're thinking of that belongs in that group? Just their first name.
Um, Probably there's many, but let's just go my husband. Just go my
Okay.
husband.
What's his name? His first name?
Peter.
Uh Peta?
Peter.
Oh, Peter.
Peter.
Peta. Got it. Peter.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. And so now, and what was it? Now that I can do this, Peter can what?
Oh, Peter. It's actually funny because discipline's in his bottom strengths as well.
Yeah.
So, but Peter can see my visualization for my business a lot clearer and is more supportive.
Okay, cool. Now listen to what's happening, everybody. We're using the bottom strengths to create a reality that we really want, but we've chosen to believe that we can't because we don't have that strength. Okay. Jackie, you're doing a great job. This is awesome. So now that
Yep.
I have blank strength high, I can. And now that I can do that, Peter can.
Okay. Yes.
Right? Let me say that again. Now that I have blank strength high, I can. And now that I can do that, who can?
Peter.
Right? Peter can, or maybe for everybody else, it's someone else. Maybe for Deb, it's Doug. Maybe for Michael, it's Pam. Linda, what's your husband's name? I never asked.
Brian.
Brian. Brian can.
Brian with a Y.
Yeah. Right. And so that's the quick little exercise we're doing. This isn't necessarily the call what we're doing today, which will be simple. I did a full training on this, a call on this morning. It's all over my Facebook, but I want to do one with y'all here. So this is what I'm calling is like a bottom strength empowerment, right? Is we're looking at this bottom strength going, man, if I had this, I could that, right? Got it? Everyone's got it? Okay, here's the last piece. So now that we've done this, we've now revealed what it is we really want to do. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the discipline strength out, the word discipline. Okay. We're going to take it out. Okay. Actually, before we do that, take a look at your top 10. Real quick. Sorry. There was one step we missed. Take a look at your top 10. Now, the top 10, we're going to do the same kind of experience we did or example we did with the bottom strengths, but I want you to look at your top 10. You can even do 11 or 12, but my preference, I suggest you stay in the top 10. And I want you to pick one of those top 10 strengths that you just have zero issues with. There's no drama, no hesitation. I just love this strength so much. It's so much fun. You got it? Everybody got it? Michael's still looking? Got it? Okay, take the word discipline out of the sentence and replace it with that strength. Same sentence.
Can you
Same sentence.
same sentence that's in the top 10?
Yeah, the same sentence that we used earlier with that bottom strength. Now that I have blank as a high strength, I can do blank. And because I can do that, now Peter can. And just take the strength, discipline, or whatever it is you put in there, just take it out and replace it with the top strength that you said you love so much. Okay, Jackie, what did you pick? No, you're muted. You're muted.
I just stuck with ideation.
Now that I have ideation, I can, what was the sentence?
I can totally organize with my time, and you can look at my diary and it is well planned.
Yes.
And Peter is embracing my ideas and supporting me fully with them.
You see what I'm saying? So you're taking what we're doing here is we're taking the rule we have with the bottom strength, this rule of something we believe we can't be because it's a bottom strength. And we're going to replace that rule with a new rule. I can do that with my top strengths. You see what there should just be one word that Jackie should be asking at this point. Because she's like, well, I thought I needed discipline for that. But now you're telling me, Eddie, I can do that with ideation. There should just be one word coming out of her head, which is how.
Mhm.
Right? How. Am I on track here, Jackie? How? How, Eddie? Ideation doesn't do that. Or does it? Maybe ideation does more than you've been giving it credit for. Maybe, right?
Ideation does lots. It distracts me all the time.
Okay. So you have put ideation in a box and you have said, you are a troublemaker. You are not a discipliner. You are not a structure. You are not a routine. And what you've done is you've limited that strength. And we've all done this. So Jackie, and when I say you, I mean I and we've all done this. But what I'm asking you to do is to consider maybe it does do more than we're giving it credit for. Right? Who was it that said they replaced something with empathy? Deb says I replaced discipline with empathy. Let's hear it from someone else's perspective here, Jackie. Deb, what is let's hear the sentence again, the discipline sentence with empathy.
Well, that I have it right above it. All you have to do now that I have empathy in my top strengths, I can be there consistently and help a larger number of others who want my help.
Okay, Jackie, does that make sense to you? Yeah. See, it always makes sense to us when we hear someone else's and rarely for ourselves.
Right. I would agree.
Yeah.
I've been struggling with this one, my dear. Yeah.
Yeah. See, Jackie sees it. I see it. I bet Linda and Michael see it. Sounded like it made sense, didn't it? Right? But for Deb, it's because Deb has a different vision of empathy than that. But now we're asking Deb to have a new vision of empathy, one that can do those things. Right? And again, the question is how. And I love that question. Anytime I have a person reverse something or turn something around like this, the question that comes out of them is how, I'm like, yes. Because when a person says how, they're saying, I want that path, Eddie. I need to know where it is. And that's the best thing ever, because now that you are making the decision that there is such a path, because I'm sitting here telling you there is, now you're looking to find it. Can anybody quote Matthew 7:7? It's my favorite scripture. Okay, Linda, I'm going to give it to you because I know you've got this one.
I can't remember. I know I've heard you say it so many times and I can't remember.
Okay, anybody? What is, somebody look it up. Matthew
Ask
7:7.
and it will be given to
Yeah.
you. Seek and you
Seek
will
and you shall
find.
find.
Knock and the door will be open to you.
That's how. God's promise. He is amazing. And all we got to do is ask, seek, knock. I actually have a short little training I want to do on this soon on how to specifically do that. I'm just going to give you all a couple of quick notes because apparently God wants us to teach this instead of the thing that I was planning on doing. So let's see if I can find it. I wonder, I guess maybe I have to look for it somewhere else because I didn't have it ready. Yeah, I didn't have it ready, so I'd have to look for it. But if we look at ask, seek, knock, right? Ask is it? It's like saying ask, I'm Father, is it? Is this way? I'm so grateful that you're asking me to find it. And seeking is looking for it. How? How can this work? How can empathy do this for me? For Jackie, how can ideation do this for me? Knock is like trying something. Knocking is like actually doing something, trying something that might not work. When I think of knocking, I think of those kids that come to my door selling pest control or solar or whatever. And they do these summer jobs and they just knock on doors all day long. So when I think of knock, it's like I'm just trying. I'm probably going to fail, but maybe somebody will say, yes, I'm interested. And their job is to just knock on doors. That's it. The person who knocks on the most doors gets the most sales. That's it. Right? And I want you to think about this. So you will get more results knocking with empathy to get the thing that you want instead of knocking with discipline. Jackie, same thing. You'll get more results by knocking with ideation to do the thing than with discipline. You'll get more results. You'll get more knocks. You'll do more. If you try to knock on doors with discipline when you have it 34, you'll knock on less doors and you'll get less results. Okay, does that make sense? So I love how. How is great. Let's do this. Ask, seek, knock. That's how. Let's go. Let's go. Hod's just waiting for you. He's like, oh man. He's literally, if they do this, they are going to realize something amazing about themselves. Okay, Michael, what was the bottom strength you picked?
Activator.
Activator. Okay, if I have activator, I can what? Let's hear it.
I was short and sweet. I said, if I had activator, I could move mountains.
Now that I have activator in my top 10, I can move mountains. Yes?
Yes.
And did you have and so can do something too?
If you'd like.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Basically, and I won't say who so-and-so is, but basically let me put it this way. There's certain people that are mired in a certain kind of grief.
Yeah.
They need to move on. So activator, with all my top 10 strengths, I feel if I get to that point and with activator, I can help move the dial a little bit.
Yeah. You know what's awesome about this bottom strength thing is that up until now, you were thinking that maybe that wasn't something you could do because that's a bottom strength. So when you think you can't do something, do you think you look for a way to do it? No, how could we? If I've already decided I can't do it, I'm not going to look for a way. And I'm sorry, but God doesn't do this. He doesn't walk up to you and go, here's a way. And the reason I know that God doesn't do that is because we have to be prepared. We have to be ready. Like we have to be prepared to receive that. Like God's not going to go, here's a way to do it without you being ready to do that, prepared to do that.
How?
Oh, I love it. How? That's beautiful. How, right? Well, first, let's say it. Okay, so now that I have activator, let's replace activator with the top 10 strength that you said you love.
Well, that would have to be, the one I love is context.
Context. Okay.
Which is your lowest one, or one of your low ones.
It's one of my lower ones, yes. So now that I have context in my top 10, I can move mountains. And they will what?
And they will respond and find peace.
They will find peace. See what's going to happen is when you make the choice to walk with context to move mountains, they will find peace. See, I didn't orchestrate this. This God said, y'all, I had a totally different plan. I had a completely different plan, although we are still kind of honoring it. So now that you're going, okay, well, how can context do that? Well, first off, besides just saying, well, just go ask God, good luck. Besides saying that, let's go a little further. And can you look at the short description for context?
People
exceptionally talented in
they understand by researching the past.
Okay. So one way you're going to move mountains is researching this moving mountains past. Oh, you just nodded.
Right.
Did that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's one way, right? Are you looking at it on your app or are you looking on the paper?
I'm old school.
The paper?
Paper.
Okay. So you're on the Clifton Strengths 34 report, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me give you another piece of direction. Do you have like the whole page, all 25 pages?
Well,
Or did you only take out
yes,
the bottom ones?
I can. I can make that happen. What
Okay,
do you
let's go to page what number is context for you?
Number one.
Numero uno. Okay, go to let me give you a page number here. Hold on. Page 22. Actually, you know what? Let's go to page okay, you're going to go to page 22 in a second, but first go to page 2 or 3 3. Yeah, page 3 where it'll say number 1 context and right underneath that it says how you can thrive. Do you see that?
I do not. I'm not there.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. Because I have context low. I don't have that page.
I'm not on the app. Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's the report, the Clifton Strengths 34 report, page 3.
Okay.
I don't use this very often, so I'm kind of pulling this one out.
Okay, go ahead.
But I don't have it, so I would need you to find it.
Context, what it says, this is what I have. People exceptionally talented in the context theme enjoy thinking about the past. They understand the present by researching its history.
Yeah. So why do you research the history? Why do you need to understand the present by researching its history?
Because for me,
Mhm.
you are who you were. It's an amalgamation. There's my 2 cent word for the day of everything you have experienced in your life.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if you can pass that knowledge on to help alleviate certain things, then that's a good thing.
What's the mountain that needs to move? Let's stop. Let's just deviate from the metaphorical for a second. What is the mountain that needs to move?
In the case I'm thinking of,
Mhm.
mountain that needs to move is I'm not a direct relation. So blood is thicker than water, relationships, along that, all those things. I might as well be some guy, you know.
So there's a person who needs to hear something from you, but you're not directly connected to them. So there's a trust barrier. Am I getting that right?
There's a worry about the trust,
Oh, wait.
do
There's
I-
an actual trust barrier or a worry that there's a trust barrier?
a worry because
Okay. All right, good.
do I say something?
Not a
Do
big mountain. that's,
the mountain.
that's a molehill.
Oh, well, okay.
Because if there's the illusion, okay, so the illusion of a mountain is weaker than the actual mountain.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I mean. It's not a mountain, it's a molehill. So obviously God is going to be a part of this. But what I want you to think about is researching the history of the connection between you and this person. Okay, I think you've already done it, but research the history, find the connection, use the connection to start the conversation. That would be moving a mountain, right? So, whatever it is you think you have to be in order to do that, you're going to do that with context, not with activator. And by the way, activator, my goodness, an activator would bore a hole through a mountain, not necessarily connect with which is the way you want to do it. You know what I mean? So it's a little different. But anyway, what we're doing here is we're choosing a top strength to do the thing that we think we can't do because we don't have that strength low, or we don't have the strength high. Excuse me. Let's use some more examples. Linda, what was the bottom strength that you picked?
So I'm another one for discipline in the Bible. It seems to be a recurring theme.
You know, we need to have like 10 people with discipline on the screen just so everyone can go, oh, I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So now that I have discipline as a top strength, I can follow through on everything
Yeah,
by having a system and have a successful business.
I love
And
it. I can
and-
follow through with a system and have a successful business.
right.
Yummy. What's the top 10 that you love?
Input.
Okay.
Now
Now
that
that
I
I
have
have,
input as a top strength, I can follow through on everything by having a system and have a successful business.
okay, how
And
can that work?
because I can do that, I can help Christian moms feel blessed in their daily ministries and callings.
Wow. Okay, so how does input play into this?
Well, so I was looking on my personalized, it's my number 5. So I have the How You Can Thrive. Um, you read to stimulate your already active mind. You examine new ideas and unfamiliar points of view. Quite naturally, a lifelong student. Often you're your own best teacher. So,
So go back to the sentence one more time. I have a system.
yeah, I can follow through on everything by having a system and have a successful business.
So what does follow through with input look like?
For me, it would be studying from various sources, pulling that together to share with people.
If you did that aggressively, consistently,
Hmm.
would that bring you some joy?
Yes.
And would that be a system?
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
I can create a system without wanting to create a system.
Hmm.
Just it's just a system is just doing the thing that you do regularly.
Hmm.
And the only reason we don't do it is because we don't think it's going to work,
Yeah.
right? Or it is working and it's not working the way we want it. It's working God's way. And so we
Yeah.
then,
Good
well, this
point.
isn't, yeah. So we're like, oh, I don't like that.
Let's just dig up that seed. It didn't produce any corn yet.
How dare God tell us what to do and then never actually do anything, show us that it's working.
Yeah.
You know, I find that fascinating. I find it how God just wants to, like, here's a great example. God, for me, sometimes just wants to know how much I want to do the thing before he starts showing me results.
Yeah.
I think that he's just like, I just want to make sure you love this.
Mm.
I just want to make sure, because I know this one fact. I know that we're not allowed. He's not. One of his rules is to not take away our free will.
Hmm.
We have to choose, and so he's just like, okay, let's see how much you love this. And then I'm like, I love it like this. I love it like this. Okay, let's get some results. It almost feels like that sometimes, not always, but for me, sometimes it's like that. Maybe it's different for you all, but I think that making that a system, just saying that's a system works.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then it's just, okay, how about I do the thing I love to do and do it every day?
That sounds much more joyful than sitting down and coming up with a plan for the next 30 days of you're gonna do this post, that reel. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. And I have a ranger high, so I can come up with a plan, but following through on it, I cringe. I feel stifled.
But input doesn't do that.
No,
Input,
nope.
input, 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 input. Come on. Who remembers that movie? What was it? Short Circuit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
More
that's a-
input, more input, more input, Stephanie. I love that movie. That's it, man. And that's what I want you to think about is, okay, now that I do input consistently, Brian can do what?
Oh, my husband?
Yeah.
Well, I'm helping Christian moms.
Okay, Christian moms, but you're helping
Okay.
Christian moms, and now Brian's free to do what?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, he can minister in other ways that is not his calling because Christian moms isn't his calling.
Yeah, but he'll. So when you accomplish, see, it's one of the things I'm learning about marriages after 20 years. I'm like, oh, I'm learning something new. When I create something, it impacts my wife
Yeah, true.
one way or another.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and what I'm asking you to do is consider how Brian would benefit with you finding a system with input. Of
Mhm.
course, Christian moms, we already know they're going to benefit.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
But how does Brian benefit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, he feels my pain. He has discipline pretty high, actually. I mean, not in his top 10, but it's
Yeah.
14 or something like that. And so but he feels for me because he loves me.
Yeah.
And he knows it frustrates me to not do the big thing that I want to do.
Yeah. So you can already see how he could potentially benefit,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right? So we're not just doing this for the moms, and we're not just doing this for
Right.
Brian. We're not just doing this for you. We're doing it for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to see the ripple effect that God has for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I love
Oh,
ripple effect. Yeah.
boy, look at that.
Mm-hmm. That's connectedness.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay. So ponder that for a bit. We're just saying input, right? Michael
Right.
is saying just context. Deb
Right.
is saying just empathy. Jackie's saying just ideation. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Cindy, you ready? Great job, Linda. Cindy, what's the bottom strength that you picked?
I liked his version of Activator, Moving Mountains.
Is that one of your bottom ones?
Yes.
Okay. So
And
if
I liked his
now that I
wording.
have
That's good.
activator high, let's hear it.
I can move mountains, but I don't know how to like word after that.
Yeah, that's because you picked Michael's. Don't use Michael's. I want you to use.
I know, but it was so perfect.
Okay. So what is the Cindy Hilton version? Now
just-
that I have activator, I can what? And get real, like, I'll even say, if you want to get whiny and petty, even, it's okay. Like, just really complain. Man, ugh, if only God would have just given me this, I would be able to what?
I don't know. That's why.
So let's talk about activator. Activator, what is activator? People that are exceptionally talented in the activator theme make people
things
crazy.
happen.
Where is it? Okay, I have it because it's my number one.
Is your
People
number
exceptionally
one?
talented. What's that?
It's your number one.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. People
Like
exceptionally
20.
talented in the activator thing can make things happen by turning thoughts into action. They want to do things now rather than simply talk about it. Okay, what does that mean to you? Now that I have activator in my top 10, I can what?
Actually get something done instead of just talk about it.
There we go. That's cool. Let's put that in there, right? Now that I have activator in my top 10, I can get something done instead of just talk about it. Okay, I want you to write that down because I want you to experience the energy of that. Okay, while Cindy's writing, everybody else pay attention to what I'm doing with each and every one of you. Okay, I'm following a principle of moving people forward. The principle is I need to know where you want to be. I need to know how you want to get there. And I need to know how I can help you. This is the required principle of moving people forward. I need to know where you want to be. I need to know how you want to get there. And I need to know how I can help you. So what have I been asking you? If I only had blank, I could blank. And the blank that you could do is where you want to be. I can't move people forward if I don't know where they want to be. Like for me, I don't care where you want to be. All I care is that you tell me what it is so we can focus on it and then let's go. Because I care about the forward movement more than the destination. I trust that you're not going to hurt people. People who want to hurt people don't hang around me. So now that I know where you want to be, which is the thing that you could do if you had your bottom strengths high. And now we replace it with a top 10. I go, look, I said, what are the top 10 do you just love? And you're like, oh, I love this one: empathy, context, ideation, right? Input. Now I know how you want to get there. That's the principle for me. Anytime I meet with anybody, I'm always trying to figure this out first. Where do you want to go? How do you want to get there? Right? When I meet with people privately, all right, tell me about what you want to see happen this week. Always. Where do you want to go? How do you want to get there? Let's talk about your strengths. And then let's go. Now, with everything we want to do, there are certain principles that need to be met, which I'll kind of fill in the gap on that one in a minute. Cindy, you have it written down?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear it.
Now that I have activator as a top strength, I can get something done instead of just talking about it.
All right. And now that I can do that, so I want you to write the next one. Now that I can do that, get things done, and then I want you to do is say, who will benefit? Who will benefit? And it could be that handsome gentleman next to you, or it could be someone else. I don't know. You decide.
My family.
Okay.
'Cause
My
I'm not
family
just
will be
spinning
able
my
to.
wheels.
What's that?
Because I'm not just spinning my wheels, I'm actually getting something done.
So how will your family benefit? My family will experience, my family will be able to, and you can pick any one of those.
You said, now that I get things done, my family will benefit. Was that the word you
Yep.
used?
Will benefit by what way? In what way will they benefit? So while she's thinking about that, take a minute, Cindy, ponder that for a second and kind of guess, like you're just guessing. This is all made up, everybody, just FYI. We're just pondering here. We don't actually know. We're just kind of like theorizing. Well, I mean, if I was more productive, then my family would probably see me more, or I don't know, whatever. So the principle that I'm following here is, where do you want to go? How do you want to get there? How can I help? And why does this matter? Why does this matter? That's why I'm asking, how can other people benefit? Why does this matter? It feels like 99% of the people I work with want to do things, but don't, because they put other things as a priority instead. And it's not that you can't, it's just other things become more of a priority. Like, oh, I was going to sit down and write my course, but all of a sudden, my daughter needed me to drive her to the DMV. My son needed me to tie his shoes. My wife needed me to make dinner. Everybody needs me. I forgot to take the dog out. I got to do the laundry. I got to mow the lawn. It's just always putting other things as a priority. And so what I'm asking you to do is now make the other things a priority with this. So what we're doing now is we're adding purpose when I say other people benefit. Cindy, did you got it?
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I don't know how to fill in the blank.
Well, if you were somebody who was always the activator of strength, how would the people around you, what is one way the people around you would benefit? You can do a lifeline on this one. You can phone a friend.
Phone a friend. Can you help? If I could get things done, they would benefit because I would be less stressful.
Oh, look at that. Nice. They'd get a happier mom, sister, aunt, daughter, whatever. They would get a happier Cindy.
Would they stop feeling a sense that they need to do more to help you get traction?
Ooh,
The
maybe some of the,
responsibility.
yeah, good point. Maybe some of the responsibility would come off of their shoulders to make you happy.
They want you to succeed, but yeah, maybe it's a do loop, you know, you just keep going back and forth. You want to succeed. And why do I know this? Because I live it, you know, spinning wheels, constantly staying, and then wishing that someone's just going to reach in and help you get that breakthrough, get that traction.
Yeah.
And that's got to be pressure. And plus, like you said, Cindy, you know, your disappointment, the stress that you have, they feel that.
Mm-hmm.
So look at that, right? I'm going to bring a much better energy to my family, right? Okay, now, and that's better than just going making dinner or doing laundry or sweeping the floor, whatever. I'm just throwing random stuff out there. That's better, isn't it? Like that's better. That's a better gift to them, right? All right, now, activator. Let's go to your top 10. Which of your top 10 have you developed some love for, Cindy?
Positivity.
Okay. Get everybody around going, oh, okay, of course, obviously. Holy moly. Okay. All right. So take activator out and replace it with positivity. Okay. Let's,
Now,
let's do a little enforcement of positivity just for a moment. And it's number 14 for me. People exceptionally talented in the positivity theme have contagious enthusiasm. Back in 2020, we all got a really good education on what it means to be contagious. So, what is contagious? Contagious means I have it and I can give it to everybody and I keep it. Right? Contagious enthusiasm. You can give it to everybody and keep it at the same time. They are upbeat and can get others excited about what they are going to do. I'm going to throw in the word together. Okay, let's do the sentence now. Now that I have positivity in my top 10, and finish the sentence.
I can get something done instead of just talking about it. And now that I can get things done, my family will benefit because I will be less stressful.
Yeah. Look at your smiling. Okay, when you said I can be positive, now that I have positivity in my top 10, I can blank and blank blank. Did you get a vision in your mind of doing something?
Nothing in particular, nothing specific.
Okay, I want you to imagine just for a second, you're God watching Cindy doing positivity. What is God seeing?
Me smiling and getting excited about whatever it is I'm doing.
Okay, what is there something? It's what? What time is it right now? It's 7 o'clock my time, Mountain. What time is it for you?
8:52, going on 9.
Going on 9. Is there anything else you need to do before the day, or is this it? You guys wind down for the night.
We'll start winding down.
Is there
We
anything
still
you need to
have
do tonight before winding down?
get my mother-in-law ready for bed.
Okay. All right, let's start there. Right? Gratitude for your mother-in-law. She's a wonderful person. And you are providing a lot of care for her. Okay? Because you care about her. She's had a pretty amazing life. Right?
Mhm.
Think of a story or something that uplifts you about her. And you're going to help her go to bed, take care of her, help her go to bed. You're going to do what you needs to be done before going to bed, but you're going to do it with a contagious enthusiasm of how special she is, how wonderful God sees her. Right?
Right.
She's a wonderful woman, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we're taking care of her. That's why we're doing what we can to make sure she's okay. She's as comfortable as we could possibly make her because she deserves it. God loves her, and so do we. And so what we do is we live in this contagious enthusiasm for her. And you get to contagiously share that with that handsome gentleman right next to you or anybody else in the house, including your mother-in-law. Right? And
Right.
so I want you to think of it in the smallest, simplest thing. I'm just putting her to bed, Eddie. Why is this so dramatic? Because it's practice. Right? It's practice. Because then you go, all right, I like that. Let's do more of that tomorrow. And then you can think of something tomorrow. So imagine yourself waking up tomorrow and going, I'm so glad I have positivity in my top 10 because I'm going to get something done with contagious enthusiasm, obviously, right? And everyone around me is going to get a better me. Okay, thoughts?
I like that.
Me too. And I'm pretty sure God likes it too because he created you this way, right? Pretty sure. Yeah, that's a fair guess. What are we learning, ladies and gentlemen?
How to put a new lens on, reframe it.
Say it again. And Deb, let's go Deb first and then someone else, whoever the second other person was. Deb, go ahead.
How to have a different lens on and reframe what we're looking at, which I do
Yeah.
all the time, but it's hard to do it with me. And now I have a basis to do that. I have a
Yeah,
basis that makes it easier to do that.
a
And
formula.
and I thank Linda and Cindy for sharing what they did because I see myself in that. So that helps.
Awesome, Deb. Okay, who else wanted to add?
I was just saying God likes it when we use our top strengths. I mean, he
Yeah.
gave them to us to be our top strength for a reason.
Yeah, those top 10 especially are different than anybody. Nobody on this planet has those top 10. That we know for sure. And you have to ask yourself, why would he do that? And then it makes sense why he would rejoice when we do that. Because he's like, yes, the people around you need it, right? Good, Cindy. Anybody else? What are y'all learning?
Well, you can take advantage of your bottom strengths. They help give you more of a well-rounded approach to some issues, but I would think that you would need to pause, focus, take a step back if you're going to reach into that part of your toolbox, because it's going to take maybe a little bit more effort to incorporate some of the bottom strengths. It's not as fluid as the top 10 might be because, hey, that's you all day, every day. But the other ones you don't use for a while, you got to dust off and figure out how you're going to do that.
I love the taking the step back. It's a very intellectual thing to do.
Well, that's my number 6.
Weird.
My number 6.
Oh,
Yeah, Linda's like, you can see Linda's going,
intellection.
Yeah, last year I had planned a beautiful baby shower for my daughter-in-law. And because I know my strengths and I know my bottom strengths, I knew that people would be asking me what I wanted them to do. And it's hard for me with command at 34 to tell people what to do.
Mhm.
But because I knew, like, okay, I can dip into that command. It's okay for me to tell people what to do because I'm the one that arranged the party and I knew all the moving pieces.
I know all the moving pieces. I know all the people.
Right? Oh, absolutely. I knew what was going to happen to a T. I had all my lists, and so that helped me so much knowing that it was okay to dip into that command for that brief amount of time, and I just had to give myself a little pep talk. It's okay to tell people what to do.
Yeah.
They want to know.
Especially, all the moving parts. Wait, do you have a ranger too?
Number 3.
Yeah. I know I have all the information with input. I know all the moving parts.
Yeah.
I know all the people.
Yep.
What
Including.
else does a person need to be able to say, here, this is what you do?
Mm-hmm.
Includer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a gal on our basketball team. I help coach a girls basketball team. And there's a girl who's by far one of the most talented players on the team. She's in fact the most talented. She's getting recruited by a Division I school. She's a senior.
Nice.
And she's an obvious relationship builder. It's obvious this girl's a relationship builder. And we had the group together to put their hand in and go, okay, on 3, go. And then we say the thing. She was so she could see that. I could see it. Everybody wants her to do it, but she struggles to say, this is what you're going to say on 3. She won't do it. She literally asks everybody, what should we do? What do you all want to say? How do you guys want to do it? she'll do that, but not just say, okay, everybody, blah, 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 high school on 3, go, boom. And what she doesn't know is that if she did, they would follow. But she's a relationship builder. And she believes that to tell people what to do would violate her desire to connect with them, just like you, Linda.
Absolutely.
So when I see her next, I'm going to talk to her about this. I'm going to say, hey, do your best to get, she's already done it. She already knows every girl on the team. We're not even starting the season yet. We're in the summer. I'm like, you already know everybody on this floor. You can tell them what to do and they will do it. And watch how they will love it. They will feel good when you guide them. Be a leader because you're the best player on this team. Right? So I think the takeaway here is that we look at our bottom strengths and we've decided can't do that. Instead of I just don't do it that way. I do it this way. Susan, you jumped on here about the middle of the call, but I just want you to know I'm thinking about you this whole time, trying to figure out how do I work Susan into this. What did you take away from what we discussed here? And then we'll wrap up.
I just can relate to everything that everybody's saying because I feel the same way. Relator, arranger, activator, top 10, developer, or no, not developer. Yeah, developer is like my number 5. And so when I look at the bottom, it's like strategic and analytical and deliberative. I probably actually do that more than anything. And I need to, like get back up in the top a little bit more. So yeah, sorry, I've a lot's going on here right now. I'm selling and moving and there's a lot of functions going on. So that's how I missed this morning. And I really am sad that I missed it.
Well, you're here
so
now.
I'm gonna go back and listen to it.
Let me ask you this, Susan. Sorry, you got a weird echo on your computer.
Yeah, I do.
I'm selling and moving.
Yes.
So I heard burden in those words.
It is a lot of burden because there's a lot of things that are my friends that I have to get rid of.
Okay.
And that's hard.
Where's input in your strengths?
Input? You're going to love this. 2.
So people of high input are gatherers.
Yes.
Right? See, Linda knows. Linda, do you have stuff that would be hard to part ways with?
Yes, and I have a lot of it.
Yeah. So I understand.
See, I think we all do.
Yeah. So, well, definitely everybody with input. I can relate a little bit, but my point in this is, when we focus on the moving and the selling through the lens of a bottom strength, you're going to get burden. If you look at through the lens of a top strength, I think it was developer was one of your strengths.
Yeah, that's number 5.
5. All right, cool.
So it's an anchor strength.
Are you moving towards someone?
No. Well, sort of. I'm moving back to California.
Where?
Closer to my kids and my grandchildren.
Yeah.
So
I'm moving. System. Yeah, I'm moving and I'm selling and moving to be a closer cheerleader.
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's when you know you got it because they go to the notebook. Like, oh, I got it. Right.
Oh, yeah. I'm constantly. Every time I turn my head, I'm writing.
Yeah, I'm moving closer to. I'm selling and moving to be a better cheerleader to. You said your grandchildren?
Yeah.
Okay. There it is. So I'm not separating the things from the things I care about, I'm drawing closer to the things I care about.
Yes, the things I'm separating from are a 30-year friendship.
Right.
Yeah.
Get that.
I have a lot of empathy for Cindy right now because I've just done that again.
Yeah. And I'm not saying look on the bright side. What I'm saying is rejoice in the gratitude for the opportunity to be
Oh yeah,
to do what you've been able to do.
I am. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's joyful. So
Yeah.
we're taking the theme of this, friends, is to take a bottom strength and give ourselves the opportunity to experience the benefit of what we could have if we had that. And then we replace the strength with the top strength and we get to keep the thing that we wanted to do. That's it. Okay. Does everyone get that? So the principle of moving people forward is know where people want to go, know how they want to get there, which is exactly what we just did. Right? Then we find the purpose. We add a purpose. Who is this going to benefit? When I? Right? And then how can I help? For me, I think about all my strengths in situations like this. So what am I trying to do this whole time that we've been here? I've been trying to use my top strengths. So what I'm going to go look at my top 10 and see which ones are showed up. Okay, so ideation is my number 5. Strategic is number 4. Strategic to me means that no matter where you want to go, there's always a way, and I'm going to find it. I'm kind of stubborn that way. Okay. If you try to prove to me that there's no way for you to get what you want, if you're around me, you will lose. Only because God's on my side and he and I both know there's a way. There's a way. There is a way. Significance. Significance for me is about making a difference in the world. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people on this call. Then I'm going to broadcast this call onto my YouTube channel. So significance is make a difference in the world, right? This is what I'm doing. So I'm bringing that strength to be of value to you all. I have command in my top 10. It's my number 10. Command is have presence, be decisive, right? I did a video on the good, bad, and ugly of command. And one of the things that I love about command is that I am really good at helping people pinpoint the thing that they should focus on and get clarity. Like I love that. That to me is command. It's not just being a bully, but technically I am. So that's one. Futuristic, right? So futuristic. I'm having you paint a picture of the future that inspires you into action. So when I asked Cindy to visualize taking her mother-in-law to bed, waking up tomorrow, that's a futuristic. It's the fantasy of what could happen in the next 15 minutes, next hour, next day, next week, month, year, rest of your life. That's futuristic for me. That's number 2. Individualization is number 8, which means that it has to be done in a very unique way. Each and every one of you are different. So I had to I couldn't do this as a group. I wanted to do this individually. I could do it as a group. I didn't want to. I wanted to do this individually. That's why I'm like, oh, this is great. We got 8 people here. We'll do this individually. Boom, boom, boom. Right? And I didn't have to overthink it. That's deliberative is 34. I didn't have to be exclusive. That's relator at 33. I didn't have to treat everyone the same. That's consistency at 32. I didn't have to be a cheerleader, although technically that was cheerleading in one way. A developer is 31. Surprise you? Developer is 31 for me. I didn't have to go with the flow. That's 30. I will not be going with the flow that's going to send you all in a direction you don't want to go. So if your flow is I can't do blank, blank, blank because I have bottom strengths, I will not be attending that flow. I will redirect that river. I will dig a new river. Empathy is 29. I won't feel those feelings because if I do, I can't do this. Can't do what I just did. And harmony for me is 28, context 27, discipline 26. So I'm letting go of all of that so that I can be activator, futuristic, woo, strategic, ideation, maximizer, significance, individualization, self assurance, and command. And a little competition, 11, achiever at 12, communication at 13, positivity at 14, and belief at 15. And I love that the belief moved to 15 for me. It was like 28 or 27. And I love that it moved to 15 because that's where I end right here. This is core value. I cannot bend any more than this microphone will bend. I cannot bend on the things I taught today any more than this microphone can bend. And I can tell you this microphone ain't bending. Just like I'm not bending on this. So I hope you all enjoyed this tonight. Was this fun? Was this helpful? Hey, cool. All right. Well, please, my friends, invite people to this. We're every Monday night, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And if you ever need anything, friends, if there's anything I can do for you individually, please message me. I got you. Linda, I will get back to you ASAP because I need to ask you for a favor, but we'll get to that later. Have a wonderful night, friends. Feel free to unmute, say goodbye, and we'll see you all on the next call.
Bye, everyone.
Aloha, everyone.
Bye, good night.
Bye.